All right, I think we are live now. Okay, time to get started. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to AI Horizons, turning intelligence into impact, powered by AOlogic Technologies. I am Jubin. I'll be your moderator for today's session. In our past webinars, we have seen how AI transforms everything from creative design to customer engagement, from data automation to voice-based interaction. But today, we are diving into foundation that makes all those intelligent systems actually work together. That is the data retrieval and the context. Because here's the truth, right? AI isn't just about generating responses, it's about remembering, reasoning, and retrieving the right information at the right time. And so, exactly where RAG or Retrieval Augmented Generation comes in. It is the framework behind enterprise grade AI systems that think with the company's knowledge, security, accurately, and in real time. Which brings us to today's topic, which is RAG in action, building enterprise-ready vector database with Chroma. So over the 30-35 minutes, we'll be exploring what I'll tell you, what RAG really means in practical terms, how Chroma, one of the fastest growing open source vector databases, powers enterprise-grade AI memory, real world use cases where RAG architecture is driving real business outcomes, and finally, how to design your own RAG system with scalability, security, and accuracy in mind. Joining me in today is Viren. He is one of our leads in mobility here at Airlogic. Virender has been at the forefront of deploying AI systems powered by AI powered systems from intelligent recommendation engine to enterprise scale vector search implementations. Virender, it's great to have you with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Jubin, and hello everyone. It's a great to be part of this discussion. So today we are discuss about the RAG or Retrieval-Augmented Generation that become a backbone of modern enterprise AI. It's what that allow large language model to stay relevant by connecting them to your company live data, document, and the system. Like think of it like giving AI a private knowledge base where it does not hallucinate or rely on old database, but answer based on your verified internal information. And the heart of this architecture is vector database. Vector database is that where you put your all knowledge and index and ready for intelligence retrieval. So vector database, we have many options like we have Pinecons, we have FAISS, we have PG Vector, we have Chroma, and many more. Today we will stick on the Chroma, and yeah, today let's decode the Chroma help make this process simple, fast, and enterprise ready.
Great, awesome. I think you have already started with the great explanation about what is RAG and how it works, what are the different database models that we can use. But let us deep dive into the very first question of today's webinar, right? Let us start with the basics. What is RAG? Why it is important?
Sure. So, as I told, RAG stand for Retrieval Augmented Generation. It's a method of combining two capabilities. First is retrieval, that means pulling relevant information from your company knowledge base or documents. And second thing is generation, that means using LLM to generate contextual answer using that information. So instead of relying only on what AI model was trained for months or years ago, let it pull the latest domain specific data on demand. In simple terms, REC turns general purpose AI into enterprise specific assistant. It also ensures every answer is not just only fluent but also factual and based on your own data.
Great, great. Thank you for that explanation. So, in a nutshell, RAG basically helps us keep our database updated while we are answering any question, while the AI is actually answering any questions. Because over a period of time, there is a lot of changes that comes into play, and if our document is kept updated, the AI will answer in a better way. Awesome.
Correct.
Great. So let's move on to the next question, right? Why do we need a vector database like Chroma for RAG?
Okay, that's a nice one. So, like vector database is a memory layer for RAG system. So, when you feed your data, data can be in the form of PDF, documents, support ticket, logs, in any form. This convert this into system, and it's convert these data into embedding, or we can say numerical representation. A vector database is like Chroma, store these embedding efficiently and allow the AI to retrieve most relevant chunks in milliseconds. It also fast our process to query and get answer of any data. Why Chroma? Because we also have many other options. Um, that's the reason it's very lightweight, open source, and optimized for RAG use cases. It integrates beautifully with framework like LangChain, Llama Index, and OpenAI APIs. It also designed for scalability. So whether you are running a single local instance or deploying across the enterprise cluster, Chroma is always there. So it's always ready.
Great, great. I think, yeah, definitely, being lightweight and being scalable is something that is very important. Otherwise, uh, we will not be able to create enterprise grade systems, right? Cool.
Correct.
Okay, moving on to the next question, Viren.
Mhm.
What are the real world use cases? How are enterprises using RAG and Chroma together today?
Okay. So here are a few examples we have seen across industry.
Mhm.
Um, so the first use case could be enterprise knowledge assistant. And that is, companies are building internal co-pilot that answer questions from policy document, SOPs, or HR manuals using RAG. Um, if I take example for this use case, let's say there is an employee who joined the new organization and he want to query the leave policy for the organization. So he simply search what the leave policy for new joinee, and AI fetch data exactly from the HR docs, not from other database. So the employee got the right information from AI. This is the first use case. Second
Mhm.
is customer support co-pilot. That means AI agents use RAG to pull contextual from FAQ, product manual, or past ticket to give accurate contextual replies. Third use case could be finance and compliance search. Teams use RAG to query regulatory filing or contract without manually scanning throughout the pages.
Right.
Next use case can be engineering knowledge base. That means developer can ask, how do we handle API in some specific version, and it pull the data, it fetch the data from the internal document, which help the developers. We can also use the RAG into healthcare and research, like RAG help doctor or researchers find evidence-based information instantly from medical literature or reports. So these are the use cases that shows how we can use RAG. It make data retrieval a very intelligent way.
Great, great. I think these are some of the really great use cases. And definitely, I think these definitely make very good sense. And if any one of our audiences want to create any solutions around it, they can definitely, reach back to us, Aologic Technologies. We have built such solutions for many clients, and definitely this will help in, minimizing the efforts while increasing the output as well, right? For example, the SOPs for HR that you mentioned, right? It's a really great use case because if any employee wants to know any information, the traditional approach is what? He will write an email to HR, and then as per HR's availability, they will have to reply back for that data. Instead, we implement a rack system where it can act as a chatbot and the users can ask their queries, and the data is retrieved from the actual database or the SOPs that HR teams has already created.
Yeah,
So minimizing the effort while increasing the output, right?
correct, correct. Like data source can be different from each organization. So we use our data source to provide accurate answer.
Great, great. Awesome. Let's move on to the next question, right? When we are building in a rack system, how do we build that, right? What is the robust architecture look like?
Okay. So the rack stack typically has 5 layers. First one is the data injection. That means it collect data, clean your data, and our data can be in form of PDF, document, FAQ, CRM. Whatever we have, we provide data which create the data injection. This is the first layer. The second one is
Right.
embedding generation. Now we convert our data into vector from vector form using models like we can use OpenAI or sentence transformation for this. The third one is vector database. Today we are using Chroma for this. It store
Mhm.
and index those embedding for fast retrieval. The fourth one is retrieval plus context builder. It means
Mhm.
it use a framework like LangChain to query Chroma and prepare the context. And the last one is LLM mode layer. It generates the final answer using models like GPT, Claude, Gemini. We have many more. So these are the 5 layers which are the main component for the REC system. The best practice is to start small with a single knowledge source, then scale horizontally across department. At Logic, we help client to go from one internal chatbot to organization-wide rack-powered system integrated with ERP and CRM system.
Great, great. So that is like, you have laid down the architecture and we are almost, nearing our webinar and it wouldn't be completed if we have not shown any demo, right? So I think you have in store today's demo, right? Let's move on to that part where you can, actually show how RAG works and we can see the outputs.
Yeah, definitely. I will show the demo. So in our demo, first I will show you the flow diagram where data flow, and then we jump on the code base. So let me share.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, sure.
My screen is visible, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can see a flow.
Okay. So in today webinar, we are creating a rack system which is for bank environment, and for bank we are query the loan inquiry. In loan, we have multiple type of loan like car loan, personal loan. Today we are just focusing on the loan against property. So we provide
Okay.
the data in form of PDF. Like we have two PDF which have
Mm-hmm.
some data. And first,
Okay.
so as the flow show you, first we load PDF, then we create chunks using that PDF. Now we create embedding using those chunks. And the last, we store chunk embedding into vector database like in Chroma. Now user is ready
Right.
for their query. User can query it to fetch the correct answer. And for today demo, we are also use 11 labs which convert our text information or answer into speech. So this is the basic flow diagram for our
Okay.
today demo. Now I am sharing the code base here. So this is a piece of code which convert our demo into the practical scenario. Like I am passing the path of those PDF which I told you. We have two PDF for this. Let's come here. So first you can see we are loading PDF, this one, and yeah, this one we are loading PDF. It fetch data from PDF. Now moving next, we split PDF into chunks. So this is the function which convert PDF data into chunks and return the docs, the chunks of dead docs. So we also
Mhm.
define the size of those chunks. This is the chunks now. Yeah, that one, line number 162. It's a important part.
Mhm.
Here we convert chunks into embedding. So you can see this one. We are passing those chunks into our this method, and it convert those chunks into embedding. For embedding, we are using open AI embedding. We pass some key which you can also get from the console, and this can create the embedding for your Chroma DB, for your vector DB, we can say. Now jump
Okay.
on the next part. um, Storing those embedding into vector DB or Chroma. So you can see here, we are using open that OpenAI, which is helping to save our embedding into Chroma DB. So we also use a model. In our demo, we used GPT-4.
Okay.
So this save our embedding into a vector database. So this is
Okay.
done. Now jumps on the next part. Now we are ready to make a query. You can ask query here, and it fetch result from our Chroma DB. It show you result in console, and also it convert those answer into the speech. So let me run this code.
Yeah, yeah, sure, definitely. I think the audience would definitely would like to see how it works. Definitely, Viren has shown the coding part, but it would be more good, better if we see the actual demo working, right? That's what something the user wants to see.
Correct, correct. So now I simply make a query, home loan process, and it fetch data from our Chroma DB. It is fetching.
The home loan process typically involves the following steps. 1. Application. The first step is to apply for a home loan. This can be done at a bank or financial institution. The application will require information about your income, employment, and personal details. 2. Assessment. The bank will then assess your application. This involves checking your credit rating, income, and other obligations to determine if you are eligible for the loan. 3. Loan sanction. If the bank decides that you are eligible, they will sanction the loan. This means they agree to give you the loan. They will provide a sanction letter stating the loan amount, tenure, and the interest rate, among other terms of the loan. 4. Property evaluation. The bank will then conduct a legal and technical evaluation of the property you intend to buy. This is to ensure that everything is in order with the property. 5. Loan disbursement. Once the bank is satisfied with the property evaluation, they will disburse the loan. This means they will hand over the loan amount. For a new property purchase, the loan amount is usually given directly to the person you are buying the property from. For balance transfer cases, the loan will be disbursed to the financer from where it is being transferred. 6. Repayment. After the loan is disbursed, you will need to start repaying the loan as per the terms agreed upon in the sanction letter. Remember, all co-owners of the property will have to sign up as co-applicants for the loan. Also, most banks require one adult member in the family to sign up as a co-applicant, even for a sole property owner or applicant.
So you can see, I just make a query, home loan process. It fetch data from our PDF, and then it convert those answer into the speech. So this is the first thing which I make today's session. Also, I have this is where we use our terminal to show you result. I also create one more demo where you can use fast API to generate same answer using your web-based application or mobile application. Um, this is the second demo, second example. Let me run this one also. So I'm making a query, same query, home loan process. It fetched the answer from our Chroma DB, and it also show which PDF it used for this answer. Now you can see it fetch all the answer from the PDF FAQ CFL. Let's say I am interested to know what is the interest rate. So I just make a query, interest rate. It show me in okay, my spelling is incorrect. Now it fetch the interest rate where you can see it use this PDF and also the second PDF where we have information about the interest rate for loan against property. So you can ask anything and it fetch data from these two PDF as a source, which is now in our Chroma DB. So this is the example how we can use this RAG solution into our web-based application or mobile-based application. If I jump on the code base, you can see I use fast API for this. Yeah, this one. So it is fetching data, and we have some method here. Jubin, I think you are back.
Yeah, now I'm back. I think we had some network issue here.
Okay, so I was just showing the second
You
demo,
had
which is yeah. The second demo is for how we can use our RAG system in our web application or mobile application. I just use the same demo. Now we use Fast API to show and fetch data into our applications. Yeah. So these are the
we'll
demo
run
for
that.
this.
Uh, it is really great that you were. And I think the second demo is more toward validating stuff, for example, website, and we want to have that data shown or the questions answered. We use these APIs, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay, great. I think with this, we are moving towards the last question, right? So, looking at the road ahead, what is next for RAG with vector database? What do you think is the future?
Okay. So we are moving from retrieval to reasoning. The next generation of RAG system will consist automatically update their vector store from live data streaming. This is the first thing. Use multi-modal embedding, combining text, images, and even voices. Support agency reasoning where the AI doesn't just recall, it analyze and act. So we will also see hybrid RAG architecture combining vector database like Chroma with graph database to add relationship and logic. In short, RAG will evolve from being a memory system to a full-fledged intelligence layer across the enterprise. This could be the future of RAG.
Great, Viren. Thank you for that explanation. I think with this, we are coming to the end of our today's session. Thank you for that demonstration. I think it was really helpful for our users to understand how the RAG system actually works. You showed us how we can get the questions answered from a terminal where we are not using any other system, external systems. And the other demo was around using APIs, which means we can hook it up into a mobile application or a web application and get the data retrieved. And best case was that we used voice AI also. So we were able to get the answers in speech also. Great. With this, I think we are closing in on today's session. Thank you, Viren, for such insightful perspectives. And thank you to everyone who joined us for today's session of AI Horizons, turning intelligence into impact. So here's the key takeaway for from today's session, right? Building enterprise-ready AI isn't just about models. It's about how well your data is organized, retrieved, and contextualized. So RAG and vector databases like Chroma are what makes environments. At AOlogic, we are helping organizations design and deploy these intelligent systems, combining scalable architecture with measurable outcomes. And our journey doesn't stop here. In our upcoming sessions, we'll explore AI systems that are agentic, where digital agents learn, reason, and take real actions. AI in software engineering, which transforms how developers build and debug at scale. So I would request everyone to stay connected with LinkedIn and YouTube and keep exploring how AI continues to turn intelligence into impact. With this, I'm Jubin signing off. Have a great weekend and see you in the next session. Thank
Okay,
you,
yeah.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.